Good morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source only here at Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. A legal dispute is brewing between the Department of Budget and Management and local government executives over the disposition of the 1.19 trillion pesos national tax allocation. After less than 4 hours of deliberations, the House Committee on Justice overwhelmingly voted to advance the impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte, declaring the two remaining cases sufficient in substance. The Middle East crisis could trigger a domino effect, driving up not only fuel prices but also electricity rates. Jesus Bongsuntay is under mounting scrutiny after a female lawmaker urged the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges to investigate his alleged objectifying remarks about Ann Curtis during a House Committee on Justice hearing. The United States is urging its citizens to immediately leave more than a dozen Middle Eastern countries due to serious safety risks amid the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. Philippine stocks extended their losses on Wednesday as the Philippine Stock Exchange Index fell 2.13% or 137.54 points to 6,307.84 amid broad-based selling pressure. At the height of the Cold War in the 1980s, pop and MTV generation artists used their music to voice anti-war sentiments amid tensions between the United States and Soviet Union. National University head coach Regine Jagon never doubted Celine Marsh's ability despite her limited minutes in the early games of the UAAP Season 88 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Today is the 5th of March 2026, Thursday, and I'm Jason Mago bringing you today's top stories. Breaking news, inflation in the Philippines slightly pick up in February. Philippine inflation rose to a 13-month high of 2.4% in February, up from 2% in January according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. It marked the third straight month of acceleration and the fastest pace since January 2025's 2.9%. Housing, water, electricity, and gas posted a 3.5% inflation rate, contributing the most to the overall increase. Food and non-alcoholic beverages also climbed to a 1.8%. Despite the uptick, the figure remained within the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas' projected range of 2.3 to 3.1%. Now let's kick things off with today's weather. Today, the northeast monsoon and easterlies continue to bring cloudy skies with isolated rains across the Philippines. Surigao del Sur, Davao de Oro, and Davao Oriental will experience scattered rains and thunderstorms due to the easterlies. Batanes, Cagayan, Apayao, and Ilocos Norte will have cloudy skies with light rains from the northeast monsoon. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will see partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. No low-pressure areas are being monitored for tropical cyclone information. For our traffic update, traffic remains light to moderate at the Balintawak Toll Plaza with vehicles moving smoothly. Northbound lanes at the Valenzuela Interchange and Karuhatan Plaza are also flowing with minimal buildup. Moderate volume is seen at the Maykawayan Interchange and Bocaue Toll Plaza, but movement remains steady. Meanwhile, traffic at the San Fernando Interchange is light with open lanes. Motorists are advised to maintain safe speed and prepare for possible increases in volume as the morning rush continues. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. Batangas Vice Governor Hermilando Mandanas and the Philippine Councilors League have filed a petition before the Supreme Court of the Philippines seeking the automatic release of the 1.19 trillion pesos national tax allocation to local government units, opposing its inclusion as an appropriation item in the 2026 national budget. They argue the NTA is a constitutionally mandated share that should not be subject to presidential veto or executive discretion. The Department of Budget and Management maintains the listing in the budget ensures transparency and proper fiscal accounting, not discretion. The House Committee on Justice voted 54-1-0 to declare two impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte sufficient in substance. The complaints cite betrayal of public trust, misuse of 612.5 million pesos in confidential funds, graft corruption, and death threats against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Duterte has 10 days to respond before probable cause hearings, potentially leading to a plenary vote and Senate trial. Lawmakers may subpoena her bank records as impeachment is exempt from the bank secrecy law. The Middle East conflict is raising concerns over rising fuel and electricity prices in the Philippines. Meralco is reviewing its fuel mix, tracking LNG, coal, and diesel costs, and urging households and businesses to conserve energy. March rates remain stable, but prices could rise in April if tensions continue. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. may seek emergency authority to suspend the fuel excise tax temporarily, while Sharon Garin said reductions would be limited. Public transport drivers may receive subsidies under the Pantawid Pasada program. Jesus Bong Suntay is under scrutiny for allegedly objectifying Ann Curtis during a House Committee on Justice hearing. Ann Matibag urged the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges to investigate citing messages from offended women. A motion by Isabel Maria Zamora was approved requiring Suntay to attend a hearing and submit a report. Suntay apologized, saying his remarks were taken out of context, while Gabriela party list plans a formal ethics complaint. The United States is urging its citizens to immediately leave 16 Middle East countries due to serious safety risks amid the escalating Israel-Iran conflict. The advisory posted by Mora Namdar covers Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, Iran, Israel, the West Bank, Gaza, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, the UAE, and Yemen. Americans are advised to use commercial transport and can contact the U.S. State Department 24/7. President Donald Trump said military operations against Iran could last 4 to 5 weeks or longer. Philippine stocks fell sharply Wednesday, with the PSEI down 2.13% to 6,307.84 as broad-based selling hit amid concerns over rising oil prices from the Iran conflict. All sectors closed negative, led by mining and oil, financials, property, and industrials. Heavyweights BDO, URC, Ayala Land, and Jollibee also declined, while ASEAN-TSI rose slightly. Trading value hit 8.67 billion pesos on 4.5 billion shares. The peso weakened to 58.57 pesos per dollar, with Brent and WTI crude at $83.80 and 76.60 per barrel. During the Cold War, artists like Sting, Culture Club, and U2 used music to condemn war, a message echoed today amid the Middle East conflict. In the Philippines, Jody Santa Maria urged prayers, saying, "In war, no one truly wins." Ann Curtis Yusuf recounted experiencing airstrikes en route to Dubai, while Paulo Avellino reminded Filipinos to follow embassy advisories. The story underscores vigilance, solidarity, and hope for peace for Filipinos in the region. National University's women volleyball team rebounded from a 5-set loss to the University of the Philippines with a commanding 3-0 win over the University of the East Smart Araneta Coliseum. Sophomore Celine Marsh filled in for injured rookie Sam Cantada, posting 11 points, 12 digs, and 4 receptions. Veterans Ara Panique and Vanch Alinsug also led the effort. NU moves to 4-1, second behind unbeaten De La Salle University. Meanwhile, FEU secured back-to-back wins over Ateneo, improving to 3-2 as Ateneo falls to 0-5. Now, a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for patience and perspective. Scorpio, there's a chance of disappointment with projects or plans potentially being suspended or canceled. You may face stressful situations with someone more powerful, which could challenge your confidence. The bright spot today is your relationship with your spouse. Lean on this connection for support and grounding as you navigate the day's challenges. Did you know that on the 5th of March 1770, the Boston Massacre occurred, igniting colonial anger that would lead to American Revolution? On a snowy night in Boston, America, colonies protesting British taxation clashed with soldiers guarding the customs house. Shots were fired, leaving the 5 colonists dead and 3 injured. The incident, including the deaths of Crispus Attucks, Patrick Carr, Samuel Gray, Samuel Maverick, and James Caldwell, became a powerful symbol of the fight of liberty. Propaganda like Paul Revere's engravings spread through the colonies, fueling resistance and ultimately paving the way for the revolution, which formally began 5 years later at Lexington and Concord. This morning's viral will have you scratching your head. A TikTok video uploaded by Bing Zoo has racked 500,000 views and 80,000 likes, leaving viewers wondering, what is it doing on the hood of a jeepney? The unusual passenger, a chicken, sits calmly on top of the jeepney's hood, staring straight into the window. Netizens couldn't stop questioning why it was there, and the humor only grew when the passenger who sat in front shared their point of view in the comments, giving everyone an even better look at the clucky situation. That's all for now, mga katribu. Stay tuned for our special news broadcast at 10:30 a.m., where we will be joined by Her Excellency Ambassador Dana Kirsch, Israeli Ambassador to the Philippines, to discuss the ongoing tensions in the Middle East. Once again, this has been Jason Mago for Tribune News on Q.